Where do you get your data from?
United Nations. Like everyone else. World Bank, OECD. Data is not a problem. The best thing we know is number of children per woman. You get it in an ordinary census. You knock the door. All the children come out and you count them. It's very easy. Everyone understands how you do it. The best quality data we have is the number of children per woman in the different countries of the world. There's some problem in the minority areas in China, northern Nigeria, there's some few places. But on the basis we know it. Some countries like the poorest in Africa and Afghanistan and so on, they have 6 children per woman. Then some are in between like Pakistan, you know, poorest countries in Latin America. But the vast majority of countries in the world has 2 or 2.5 children per woman today. Egypt, Brazil, Mexico. This is the game we made here. We made a casino here. Look at it. We made a casino where you play on children per woman. And the bank wins all the time. We had the Minister of International Development of the European Union playing this together with the Swedish minister. And they were brave and courageous people. They played in public. Their views about middle-income countries were 30 years old. But also the public is the same. We haven't grasped what is happening in the Middle East, in most of Asia, in Latin America. We haven't grasped that Brazil is health-wise progressing faster than Sweden ever did.
But isn't this also a problem that a lot of these data doesn't go really out to the public? I mean, it's available.
It goes out to the public,
but
it goes into their eyes, it hits the retina. The problem is it doesn't go into the brain. And in nutrition we have a rule. Food that is not swallowed has no nutritional value. If you just chew it and spit it out, you know. And that's what we do. We learn that Iran has 2 children per woman, that they are now a healthy country. They produce cars at a quite advanced level, you know, and we don't want to hear it. So we think Iran is like Afghanistan.
Go off.
That's what West Europe thinks. This is not right. Iran is like Italy in 1970 and Mussolini is still in power. This is the best way of, in short, telling what Iran is. And the educational level of the Iranian people is very high. And the quality of their education. I started a research collaboration. No scientific, not political at all, just scientifically. We got a very, very, very advanced level to work with. And we said we must have the same amount of women as men. It was easier to find female researchers in Iran than in Sweden. Quite surprising things, you know, and very well motivated and hard-working people who had a vision for their countries. Then there's a political level. I think that's fairly well known where the issues is there, but that you have.
But that's not the only topic. The political level.
No, there are 5,000 unemployed medical doctors in Iran. They are very successful in thoracic surgery, kidney transplantation. We're amazed at the level they've achieved in Iran. Iran is just like a country in East Europe somewhere. You know, they have a very good level, but they have the political process, you know, and conflicts within the country that are very tense. But you also see Thailand have that, in spite of their success. It's very difficult to manage a middle-income country today. I have a great admiration for Lula da Silva in Brazil, because he managed to decrease the differences in Brazil, so that the inequity is decreasing, and he have economic growth. Perhaps it's helped by the oil and gas. That gives that extra investment. And also, you look at the Western countries, they are so different. How come the Germans have that unemployment and just that trade surplus, enormously trade surplus? Whereas Britain, they can't even produce Cadbury's fingers any longer, you know. But they still have that financial market position, and they have that music, you know, and culturally and tourism, they are very successful. Germany and Britain remains very different countries. I could end this presentation by saying that I have a neighbor that knows 200 different types of wine. It's really He knows, my wife is very impressed with him. And he knows the name of the grape, you know, the name of the family who grows it, you know, what temperature it should be stored by. I only know two types of wine, red and white. That's enough. I'm not interested in wines. Whereas my neighbor only knows two types of country because he's not interested in the world, Western and developing. And I know 193 countries. I can tell you the GDP per capita, the literacy rate, the child mortality, the speed of progress, the emission of carbon dioxide. The problem in West Europe is that we have too many who know wine and too few who know the world. And all major companies in West Europe have too many wine tasting evenings and too few world tasting evenings. So I think I heard now about the Foundation's new website. It will be a good world tasting website. People should come together at that website, you know, and discuss, and they should taste at these different countries.